know what they're doing.
What's up everyone, welcome to the video. So I'm outside on my balcony. Hopefully it isn't too loud, hopefully you can hear me. There might be some Chinese kids shrieking in the background, maybe some grandmothers making some noise. I don't know how they make so much noise. They're so small, they're so old, and yet somehow they are the loudest thing on the planet. Anyway, so today we're talking about 8 free strategies to help your recovery. These are all going to be super effective strategies that can help you recover, can help you get back to training maybe 1 or even 2 days sooner than you otherwise would. I use all of these on a pretty regular basis, and I've noticed that they help quite a bit. These are going to be more effective than any product that you can buy, except for steroids. But if someone is selling you some kind of supplement to help your recovery, I can guarantee you that these 8 free things are going to be more effective. So if you like free things and you like getting better, stay tuned. This is going to be a really helpful video for you. The first one is going to be walking. Yep, just walking. You don't have to walk 20,000 steps per day, but just walking somewhere between 5 and 10,000 steps per day is going to be a very, very noticeable boost to your recovery compared to just walking 2,000 or 3,000. If you're staying at home and you're sedentary most of the day, this is really going to impact your recovery in a negative way. Walking is amazing. It's, it doesn't only burn calories, it's actually vital for your health. We are made to walk. If we are a machine and we have been designed to do something, that something is walking. It's what we are supposed to do. And thus, through evolution, walking is actually designed to heal us. Now, I know that seems ridiculous. How can walking heal? But it can absolutely heal. Movement can hurt, but it can also heal. By getting blood flowing, by getting everything moving, it also helps your lymphatic system. So your lymphatic system, it's not like the circulatory system where you have a heart to keep the blood moving. Your lymphatic system, which basically is your immune system, it keeps you healthy, it keeps you from getting sick, as well as a lot of other stuff. It needs movement to get churned up, to get everything moving. And if you aren't moving, you're going to have problems with sickness, with illness. And if you have problems with that, well, you're going to have trouble recovering. Furthermore, walking gets blood into the joints. And not just, your hips, your knees, but also your lower back. So your lower back is one of the most often injured areas. I've seen it happen so many times with different people, and walking is something that absolutely helps that. If you are, if you have a herniated disc, walking is going to be very, very useful. If you have just like back tightness, it can also help. When you're walking, obviously you're on one leg at a time. I know this is complicated stuff, but stay with me. I know it's technical, but you're on one leg at a time, and you're shifting a little bit from left to right. And this forces your lower back muscles to activate and stabilize. And this forces blood into the area, which can help the discs to recover and to actually regenerate. Furthermore, it's good for your hormones. If you have high cortisol, that is absolutely going to impact your recovery. And walking has been shown to help reduce cortisol. I would say there are very, very few people in the world who need more cortisol. In our modern, fast-paced, send 18 emails a day world, well, we have a lot of cortisol, and walking can be a good way to help reduce that, which can also improve your testosterone levels. You see, cortisol and testosterone, they actually come essentially from the same precursor. So the more cortisol you have, the more stressed out you are, the lower your testosterone levels will be. So if you're less stressed out, if you have less cortisol floating around, your levels of testosterone will actually be higher, and this will absolutely help your recovery. By the way, I apologize for the noise in the background, these Chinese kids down there. It's this or my wife watching TikTok videos, so I think this is a more cultured choice. Alright, number 2 is going to be sleep. I know time is money, and I know sleep takes time, and therefore sleep takes money, but sleep is honestly the best investment you can make. It is absolutely super important. Sleep is the basis upon which everything in your life is built. Honestly, everything. Whether it's exercise, whether it's diet, sleep impacts everything and is really absolutely vital, and it is absolutely worth prioritizing. By this point, I've seen hundreds of client questionnaires, and a lack of sleep will absolutely butcher your physique and your health. So definitely make this a priority. Again, this is going to mostly be hormonal, testosterone, cortisol, growth hormone as well, but it also has a lot to do with your central nervous system and with just your brain. We need sleep. All mammals need sleep. There isn't a single mammal on Earth which has gotten around sleep. Some need less, some need more, but every single mammal needs sleep. It would be a huge evolutionary advantage to be able to not sleep, but no animal has gotten around it. That's how important it is. So definitely make it a priority. Number 3 is going to be water. Yes, good old-fashioned H2O, yo. This is really going to be very important. I would say 1.5 liters per day is going to be a good minimum for most people. And if you're bigger, if you're 70, 80, 90 kilos, I would say 2 liters, 3 liters. In the summer, I will have 5, 6 liters on some days. And the reason why this helps is pretty simple. Your body is about 65 to 70% water. And most chemical reactions in the body, from burning fat to muscle contractions, they require water to occur at peak performance. So if you're dehydrated, I don't care if you're Eddie Hall, your performance is going to be negatively affected. So take hydration seriously, and not just during the workout, but throughout the entire day. So pre-workout, during the workout, post-workout, every hour of every day. I mean, I'll be honest, I urinate many times per day. And when you go to the bathroom, it should be relatively clear. I'm not going to give you a specific shade or hue of yellow, but it should be relatively clear. Oh, by the way, story time, before number 4, you can see my armpit and my left arm is kind of red. I did something really stupid. So I did laundry the other day. So I got my clothes, I put them in the laundry, I set the laundry to go, and then I went back and I started working, and I worked for about an hour. Then I went back, I grabbed my clothes, and I came outside to hang them up. Halfway through hanging them up, I realized that they were still dirty. They were a little bit wet, but they hadn't really washed. So I'm like, I take them back, I put them in the laundry machine, and I do the laundry again, then I hang them up. A few days later, I grabbed a shirt, I went to the gym. Halfway through the workout, my armpit started burning. It started really stinging, and it felt really uncomfortable. And I reached down and I grabbed my armpit, and I felt it was really slippery. And I realized it was like soap, it was detergent, and I guess that shirt had been on top of the first cycle of laundry that didn't actually go, and so it had gotten a bunch of detergent on it. And so I was wearing a shirt that had detergent to the gym, and then when I got sweaty and started moving, I basically started doing laundry of the shirt, and it kind of messed me up. I have like something degree burns in my armpit because of lifting with that shirt. So there's my embarrassing story for the day. Don't do what I did. Alright, number 4 is going to be self-massage. So you can either do this just using your hand, no jokes, using the muscle, this is professional stuff, people. Or you can use a foam roller. Obviously this isn't 100% free, you have to buy the foam roller, but they're pretty cheap. You can also use a tennis ball and really just try to roll around on the muscle, try to dig in there, and try to release any kind of tightness or knots that you have in the muscle. And this is definitely going to help any kind of specific localized issues that you have. Plus, it feels really good. Number 5 is going to be high reps. So this isn't just during the workout. I did a video on high rep squats. This isn't that. This is where you're doing super high reps, like sets of 50, 60, 100, 200, with very, very, very light weight. So like less than a push-up. So you might just go to the bench press and bench press the bar for 100 reps, or maybe even less than the bar, like a small bar. And this is just going through the motions. It's not to like condition the muscle, it's to get blood into the tendons. And I like doing this for very light skull crushers. I like doing this with back extensions to get blood in the lower back into the hips, and this really helps recovery. I guess you could technically say that walking is a high rep exercise, but this is going to be much more specific and much more localized to a special area that you might have problems with. Similarly, number 6 is going to be warm-ups. So warm-ups are absolutely essential. If you're not competing, I would say it's impossible to warm up too much. Even if you're like 5% weaker on the working sets, then it's fine. You know, you're just training. Having a little bit of extra fatigue is no problem. But if you're fully warmed up, you're going to be much more injury resistant. And your recovery from that workout is also going to be much better. It seems counterintuitive. If you have, more work done, you'll recover faster, but it's true. By the way, you can see my armpit with the burns there. That's so embarrassing. See the kind of stuff that I tell you? Who else would do this? Now, how I usually warm up is honestly just by doing the movement. I don't do much stretching. I don't do some kind of special movements to warm up. I basically just do the movement for reps with lighter weight. So if I'm doing bench press, I might start with just the bar, then 40 kilos, then 60 kilos, and I might do a couple sets of 10 to 15 reps with all of those weights. Some people might say, oh, you're tiring yourself out. I don't care, Performance is important, but staying healthy is far, far more important, at least for me. It's not a competition. I want to, stay healthy and be doing this for a long time. It is worth noting, however, that cooldowns are not particularly important. I don't really see the benefit in that. The only benefit is flushing the lactic acid, out of the muscle, which I don't see to be a huge benefit because it's going to be out of there in a matter of minutes to hours anyway, so I don't really see that as a big benefit. You don't need to cool down. Just walk home, okay? That is your cool down. You don't need to really do anything else. Number 7 is going to be calories. Now, technically, this one is not free unless you are some kind of farmer or something and you're growing your own food. But calories is really going to help recovery to a certain point. If your maintenance is 2,500, eating 3,000 rather than 2,500 should noticeably improve your recoverability. However, eating 4,000, eating 5,000 definitely won't really help. You're just going to get fat. Obviously, the food quality is going to be important as well. Don't eat junk. But if you have a choice and you want to gain, nothing is going to be worse than junk. You know what I mean? Like, if you haven't eaten all day and you're on the road or something, eat McDonald's rather than nothing. Professional athletes do this all the time, and a lot of them perform really, really well, and they look ripped. So don't think like you can't eat certain foods because they're not clean. Also, calories around the workout are going to be ideal. So I like to have milk when I'm training. That might not work for you, but make sure you get some kind of calories around the workout, especially faster acting carbs. This has been proven to actually help recovery. All right, the last one we're going to squeeze in is stress. Stress is similar to sleep in that it will mess up your hormones, and it is very important. Just deal with it. All stress is mental. All stress. And how you deal with something, how you react to a situation, is going to determine the hormonal response. So if you're in a meeting and you're really panicked and nervous, that's going to send a different signal to your body than if you're calm and collected, even if the situation is exactly the same. Alright, that is all for the video. Make sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Peace.